There's never been a better time to sell or trade your used car or truck.
Davenport Auto Park is ready to buy your pre-loved vehicle. The market is hot for used cars and we're paying top dollar.
Drive into Davenport today and turn your car into cash.
You'll get a cash offer on the spot. We'll even pay off your loan and give you a ride home.
Or we'll help you pick out a new ride.
Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount. For the ride of your life and the life of your ride. Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount.
Welcome to Cuisine with Jean, and we are delighted to have a professional here today, Mark Hyde. And no disrespect to previous cooks, but he is actually trained. Now, we did have the chef at Bimini Country Club, so he was trained, as are you. But Mark is the Director of Food and Nutrition at Nash UNC Healthcare. And in order to have that position, your parent company is Morrison's, right?
That's correct.
And they put you through a lot of training for that, don't they?
Absolutely. And they're constantly giving us continuous training and in-servicing to keep up with the times and new technologies and new approaches to ways of doing things.
Well, and a lot of people might not know that lots of food systems, whether it's Wesleyan College, probably all the hospitals they contract for somebody to come in and run their food service, right?
Well, that's true. I know that a lot of the hospitals do throughout the United States, and we just try to bring added value to the system as well as new innovative technology to help move the program forward.
Mm-hmm. And I thought it was so wonderful when you told me that the reason you wanted to come here, and he commutes folks from Granville County every day, because of CEO Lee Isley. You worked for him before he came here, and he's just a great person, isn't he? He
is. The culture is fantastic. Super guy. I've enjoyed working with him, and he brings a lot to the table. And, the staff that I work with, too, I have a wonderful staff that also do a great job. And so all of that combined together, that makes the drive worth it.
Oh, well, an hour each way. You really do want to be here. Let's get started. And I want to talk a little bit more after you do it, though, because we recently invested in upgrading the food service at the hospital. It's got venues. It looks beautiful. You are graded by customer satisfaction and whatnot and do really well on that. But, folks, he participated in Meals on Wheels, the chili contest, and Mark and UNC Healthcare came in third place. They have a trophy, so honor to the family. Way to go.
All right, excellent. And I think in 2019, Chef Dell, he also put one out as a vegetarian chili. So he took second place in 2019 as well. So it was exciting. It's a great program, and we enjoy participating in it.
Well, and more than participating in that, the program in general, you all prepare the meals every day that are taken to the people who are the recipients of the meals, right?
Absolutely. And actually, Jean, it's Bobby McDowell and Evelyn Davis, and I give those the kudos for the job that they do. Bobby actually comes in at 3:30 in the morning and starts preparation. And then Evelyn, I think she comes in around 5 o'clock in the morning and helps him with that. But they serve over 36,000 meals a year annually, providing meals to our community.
And even weekends, they have frozen meals, right?
That's exactly right. Bobby and Evelyn, as they work Monday through Friday, they add a couple of extra meals, or like 35, 40 meals a day, so they can bank those meals. Then they deliver those meals on Thursday to the organizations that's going to distribute those meals throughout the rest of it for the weekends. So make sure that our citizens are fed through the weekend.
And how long has our hospital had that contract?
It's been 1996.
Oh, and I didn't know that. And I, of course, learned it with my participation on the board there. But I think that is such an incredible service. The people, and your wife is a dietitian, and of course, you know the importance of nutritional food. And you worked, I think, at a nursing home or long-term care facility at one point. So It's life-saving.
It really is, and I think that the great thing about the Meals on Wheels program is it's regulated, so the nutrition is already there. We have to meet strict guidelines. We just can't throw a hamburger or a hot dog out there. You have to have your set nutrition analysis to meet those guidelines. So they're getting a very well-balanced meal. So it's an excellent program, and I think also when we had our last chili cook-off, which was last Thursday, they raised a little over $50,000 that could be, to help the Meals on Wheels program. So,
and this community loves Meals on Wheels, and Jan Warren does a wonderful
excellent job, and she is really a wonderful person to work with.
I go to First Presbyterian Church, and I have been over there and seen them gathering up and sending out the volunteers with the bags of Deliver. So it's extremely volunteer run too, which is a credit to our community, the generosity of people to deliver the meals.
Absolutely, and I think Bobby. I kind of pick on him. He is so dedicated to the cause, and Evelyn is too. But with Bobby, I had to do a little, what do you call it when you give the awards for so many years for an individual, how long they've been to the hospital.
Longevity.
But anyway, I call him the Pony Express because rain, sleet, or snow, Bobby's going to be out there and they're going to deliver those meals.
Wow.
So that's
3:30 a.m. he gets there and starts working on it.
He gets there and starts working on there, and Evelyn comes in at 5, and they work and they deliver those meals, and they come back and they start all over again.
They're not getting up in age, are they? I mean, that's going to be hard to fill those slots.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'm hoping I'm out before they are, so I don't have to worry about that.
So you mentioned the vegetarian one a few years ago, and this is what?
This is a white chicken chili. So basically what we've done, we put a little cup, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the bottom of the pan, and then we turned around and we've sauteed some onions, and then we put some garlic in there, sauteed it for about 30 minutes, and then we threw in some chicken stock, about 29 ounces of chicken stock. Then we added some green chilies. And so now...
Do you know how many? Because we've got some people who don't have access to our website. Okay. And they like us to give them amounts.
Sure.
Can you give us approximate amounts for the garlic and the onions and the chilies?
The garlic is 1 tablespoon. The onion it's one small onion, diced up, 1/4 inch dice. And then the stock is 29 ounces. And then the
chicken
chilies.
Stock.
The chicken stock, that's correct. And then the green chilies is a 7-ounce can.
Chopped, minced.
Yep. Well, there's the green chilies that you see in the Mexican department on the grocery store. Those little cans like that. Actually, I think they're 4 ounces. I do the mild. It's whatever your preference is.
Okay.
So we've got that going, and then you bring that to a boil for about 15 minutes. And then you break it back down to where you don't want it to boil, but you want to keep it hot because you don't want to turn your cream cheese, and then we're going to add it.
And Mark, for people who might not be aware of this, tell them why you don't want to bring it to a boil once you put the cream cheese in it, please.
It'll break it. And then it's going to curdle, and you're just going to have just a nice. No, you're not going to have a nice creamy sauce. It's going to break down and you're going to have a flavor of cream cheese, but you're not going to get that velvety, that texture, that cheesy texture that you're looking for.
And so it will melt. The heat will melt it just sufficiently without boiling it?
That's correct. It takes a little bit of time. You got to simmer it very lightly, and then I usually just keep stirring it.
And stirring is probably important at this point, isn't it?
Absolutely. Because if you don't, you may end up getting that boil. And when you do.
How much did you make for the Meals on Wheels competition?
We actually, this recipe here, I multiplied it times 10. So we actually had about 5 gallons that we did. And then we also had a traditional chili that we did as well. And so that's always fun. So,
is this your recipe? Did you develop this?
I kind of piggybacked off a couple of recipes, so it's kind of, to be honest with you, I can't take all the credit. So
we'll give it to you.
Okay.
If you want.
Well, my dad used to make this recipe, and so through the years, I've kind of added to it and kind of created and made it my own.
Well, it's a family recipe.
That's right.
We like family
that's
recipes.
Right. That's right.
And of course, people around here, and I guess other places too, but this time of year to have a good chili, and you're working all day and running back to Granville County, and I guess your wife is employed too in food service, right?
She is. She travels as well. Not quite as much as I do. She can work from home at times, but she's a regional dietitian, so she has different buildings that she has to go to. Now, when you say this time of the year, of course, today's supposed to be 80 degrees.
Well, we're going to show this probably in December, so we're good. And it'll be
Okay.
online, so we're going to
Okay, there-
pretend
there-
it's Christmas.
There you go.
I heard somebody yesterday on TV say, does our weather know if it's summer or fall?
I said that. No, it's something else. This
Now-
is going to be this is our pureed beans here.
What
So,
kind of beans?
So navy beans. So
Okay.
basically, what we did is we had 2 cans of the navy beans,
Mm-hmm.
and we took a cup out of there, and we added a little bit of the stock, and then we just we pureed it.
The stock, so it would be creamier as in the puree.
That's
help
right.
with
So
the
it's going to
puree.
release the starches out of the beans.
Okay.
Okay, and then the beans between the beans. So there's no roux here, and there's no tomato sauce. So basically, you're going to have your cream cheese and you're going to have your pureed beans,
And
which
how
is going to
much-
help it.
I forgot to ask you how much cream cheese did
The
you
cream cheese, one 8-ounce block in this
Okay.
recipe.
And do you use full fat or low fat or anything like
Full
that?
fat.
Full fat.
You can look at me and tell it's full fat.
The flavor's better.
That's right. That's right. So this is the rest of the beans, and it's a cup and a quarter of corn. And I recommend using the frozen corn. It's just a better,
A cup and a quarter.
of the corn.
Okay, thawed out and drained maybe, or not?
Well, if you're using the can, you can use the can, but you definitely want to drain it. And I did forget to tell you, on the beans, you definitely want to put them in a colander, and you do want to drain those.
Okay.
You want to take that liquid out of there, and you want to rinse them as well a little bit, just to get that liquid out of there.
I think it's really interesting that you're using the pureed beans to help and the cream cheese to thicken it, because so many things use a basic roux, which of course is butter or some oil and flour, and cook it and then add the liquid. But this is more true to flavor when you can.
Absolutely. I feel that way too, and some people, they'll take and use a slur, which is, your cornstarch and your flour added with some water, and to try to thicken up with that. But yeah, anytime you can do that, that's good. But the roux good too. I'm from Louisiana, so there's nothing like a good gumbo.
Good. Do you make gumbo?
Oh, absolutely. I eat gumbo quite a bit.
Okay. Well, while you're stirring that, tell us about the food service at the hospital, and now that COVID's over, certainly when people are visiting their patient family members and whatnot there, they can eat there. The staff eats there, but it's beautiful. I mean, very different.
It is. They actually renovated it, I think, about 3 years ago. And it's just, I wasn't able to see it beforehand, but I can tell you traditionally what the cafeterias look like in most other places. But it is a gorgeous cafeteria, and we just have the ability to do so many different venues. We have Italian venue, we have Asian venues, a traditional American venue, we have a full deli, a full salad bar, which we have back in action now. We have your grab and goes that you're able to use, and we have a full grill. So we have all kinds of foods that you have to choose from. We even have a soup bar that you can also grab as well too.
And are these 7 days a week you have all that going?
7 days a week, and actually even a midnight shift. And prior to COVID, we had several people from the outside community would come in. And one of the things that I'll also commend my staff for is they do a Nash stew. Okay, I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No.
But when Morrison's first came into account, we've made a mistake. We have a menu, and we do a rotating menu for everything. So we took the soup off for Tuesday, Nash stew off for Tuesday. I thought they were going to run us out of town. And I've never
It's that
seen.
good, huh?
I've never seen so much stew sold at one time. I think at one time prior to COVID, we were selling like 15 gallons on it one day of just stew of people that would come in.
To-go containers?
To-go containers, people eating in-house. I mean, it was just unbelievable how much that we would sell of that. So that was definitely extremely popular as well. And the staff do a great job.
And,
they
what
really
kind of
do.
stew? Like a beef stew or a chicken
Well, they call it vegetable, but I think it's got and I don't know the secret ingredients, okay?
Okay.
But I know that it has beef in it. It may have some chicken in it, and it's kind of a tomato base, and it's got vegetables in it as well. I kind of compare it to like a Brunswick stew, but it's just not thick. It's not as thick as the Brunswick stew.
I can tell
So-
I'm going to have to get some of that. My
You're-
husband
you're
is
right.
he's from Scotland, that country. He loves, I think as he grew up, all leftovers were used to make soups and stews.
And I think that's where most of the stuff comes from.
Yeah, well,
that's what the best stews are.
Because it's cooked forever and ever and ever, and so everything is merged together and soft. Okay, what did you just add, Mark?
This is the chicken. Now, the beauty of this chicken, really where the recipe kind of originated from, is it's leftover rotisserie chicken.
Oh, okay.
So it's just 2 cups. 2.5 cups, actually, I think is what it is.
Cut in bite-sized pieces.
That's right. Cut in bite-sized pieces. If you don't have that, I'm a thigh fan, and the reason I say that is because it's juicy. It's a juicy meat. It is a little bit more on the calorie side of it, but it's hard to overcook a thigh. But you can use breast. You can use the rotisserie left over, which is very good. I've used it too. But you can see how it's getting creamy.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see how that cream cheese is starting to
disappear.
That's right.
Well, and I'm with you on not having meat dried out or too chewy, because I think to have my idea of and I used to judge, and when I lived in Wilmington, I used to judge the chowder, the seafood chowder contest or clam chowder contest. And some of the other judges would say, "Oh, I really like this. It's got bacon in it." I said, what you want is all the flavors to blend together, so one doesn't jump out as, oh, this has whatever in it. It needs to be
you just want that hint.
A marriage of flavors.
That's right. You want that blend of profiles together, going together. So absolutely.
Well, that just looks wonderful. Wow. And after, as it's served, we're going to serve it at the end and let y'all see you have a number of condiments that people can choose to sprinkle on top of it, right?
Absolutely. Chilies are always good with the cheeses on top, or you can go whatever you like. Some people like the Fritos, the green onions, you got the chilies. So, and that's another thing that we'll do too. You can have soup bars, and when you have those soup bars, you can have all those condiments out there and let people decide what they want and what they do. So.
Okay. Well, let's take a break. We will move that off, and you're going to do a stir fry, right?
Absolutely. We'll do a stir fry next.
Sounds great. Stay with us.
There's never been a better time to sell or trade your used car or truck.
Davenport Auto Park is ready to buy your pre-loved vehicle. The market is hot for used cars, and we're paying top dollar.
Drive into Davenport today and turn your car into cash.
You'll get a cash offer on the spot. We'll even pay off your loan and give you a ride home.
Or we'll help you pick out a new ride.
Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount. For the ride of your life and the life of your ride. Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount.
Your cabinets draw the most attention in your kitchen. They have to last through the hard use of a happy home. Family dinners, game nights, late night snacks, and parties. So when it's time to upgrade or to renovate that kitchen of yours, maybe even to build that dream kitchen in your new home, do you really want to settle for cabinets that could be subpar, do you? Where can you find quality cabinets along with customer service that you can depend on? The solution is simple. You buy your cabinets from a locally owned family business, Magazine Cabinets. Magazine Cabinets sells cabinets that combine solid traditional quality construction with the hand-finished look that is simply stunning when on display.
Customer service was great. I had a warm feeling about the whole situation. So, at the end of the day, I felt great about coming here and giving him my business.
The owners, Dennis and Lorna, pride themselves on their work and ensuring your satisfaction. When it's time to upgrade, choose Magazine. They have a quality you can trust from locals you can depend on.
Welcome back. You are going to absolutely love while we're outside. There are sprinklers in the ceiling in the studio, and we did not want, because you said you're going to have a lot of steam up from a stir fry, and we thought it would just be wonderful if in the middle of this all of a sudden we're getting drenched, but even more if the equipment were getting drenched. Big time bad.
That's right. Not good.
But we're going to finish out the show outside. We are in the back side of the Gateway Technology Center on the beautiful campus of North Carolina Wesleyan College. Mark Hyde, who is the Director of Food and Nutrition Services at Nash UNC Healthcare. Mark, stir fry. We love stir fry. It's a really easy, great way to put a good meal on the family. Put a good dish on the family, or your a good meal on the table for your family.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. Now you better speak the rest of the time.
Okay.
I'm out.
All right. Well, yeah, and you're right. Okay, it is. It's a healthy choice. We're using a little bit of about a tablespoon or two of olive oil in there. We've got some good healthy vegetables. We got some broccoli. We got some good squash, red pepper, and some portobello mushrooms. And we're just going to dump them in there.
Why do you use olive oil?
Well, you can use several different types of oil. Sesame oil, a lot of people use that, but you just got to be careful because it'll burn on you. It doesn't have as high of a temperature viscosity as what some of the other oils do. So we'll just get this going.
Do you ever use peanut? Or?
You can use peanut. Peanut's good too. It's got a high flash point as well. So that's fine too.
But would the flavor be totally different with the peanut from the olive oil? So that you really feel like you're better off with olive oil instead of adding the peanut flavor?
Well, you can experiment with them. Okay, you can just experiment with them, and that's the beauty of this. I mean, you can use any kind of vegetables you want in here. It's a healthy dish. You can serve it with a pasta. You can serve it with rice, or you can just serve it by itself. It doesn't have to be. The chicken, again, it's something you can use. A rotisserie chicken can go well with it. Or chicken breast or chicken thighs.
Spinach? I mean, excuse me, you can put spinach in it, but also, would you put shrimp in it potentially?
Absolutely. You can put shrimp in there. You can put pork in there. Any of the lean proteins you can put in there.
Okay, I want you to explain to everybody, because I think it's really interesting. What type of pan do you use? What are you going for in a stir fry such that you wouldn't necessarily use another type of pan?
Well, the main thing you want to do, Gene, is make sure that you're not overcrowding the pan. If you overcrowd the pan, then you're steaming your product, and that's not what the stir fry is. You actually want those vegetables to retain that crisp, al dente type formation.
Crunchy tender.
Exactly right. So that's exactly what you're looking for. So it doesn't take long. We're getting close. It's beautiful out here.
It is nice.
I feel the breeze out here.
Do you ever do some vegetables first and then add the others because they need a little bit more cooking?
Well, and that's a good point. So whenever you cut your vegetables, that's where you can compensate for that, where you can cook everything at one time. So squash is a tender, okay? So you can make the squash a little bit larger and the broccoli a little bit smaller, and then that way you can compensate for it in that way. Carrots, that's a root vegetable that's hard to, so you can cut those lengthwise and then cut them across diagonally, and you can get those to where they can fit the profile of what you're looking for.
But you want to cut them to make them the sizes so they would cook at the same time, because you want to cook them all together.
That's right. And it doesn't hurt too. I mean, that's a good point. You can start with your broccoli, layer it in there, and then come back and you can start to layer your other vegetables in there too, as a timing point to make sure everything gets done consistently and at the same time.
And did you have it already really hot before you put them in?
I do. You want that pan almost smoking, and that's why we didn't go inside, because we didn't want to set off the fire alarm at that point there.
And no seasoning at this point?
No, there's no seasoning. If you want to, you can add a little bit of salt and pepper to it. I wouldn't add much. Sauce of choice. There's so many different sauces out there. You can make your own sauce if you want to. Basically, I'm lazy, and that's less work that you have to do.
I don't think you're lazy.
Well,
Not with all what you do with Meals on Wheels and orchestrate and make sure all that. No, at the hospital, you're wonderful. Thank you.
Well, thank you. So you can just get a bottle off the shelf. You can use orange sauce. You can use General Tide. You can use a plain teriyaki sauce. I like to have it to where it's kind of, the sauce is a little bit, if you make it from scratch, you want a little cornstarch in there so to tighten up itself, or the type of sauce that I look for on the shelf that's got like a molasses thickness to it, and that's going to cling to your product, and it's going to make just bring it all together. Okay, kind of like the glue that brings it together.
Do you always make this right before you're going to eat it, or do you ever make too much and have leftovers and reheat it?
You can. I prefer not to, because it's anytime. Again, when you warm it up, no matter how you warm it, you're going to get that. It's going to
cook them more.
It's going to steam them down. Okay, so they're not going to be as crisp as they would. So stir fry. I mean, everybody's been to one of the places that they sit down and they cook in front of you. So everybody's cooking to order at that point in time, and that's going to make the best product.
Okay.
So we're about finished with this here. So basically,
it's shrunk a little bit.
That's right. It shrunk down. So we're going to add a little bit of garlic towards the end there. Okay.
What's a little bit?
I would say probably a half a teaspoon.
And it's minced.
That's right. And then we're going to do the same thing with the ginger, and it's about the same thing too, between about a half of a teaspoon. Okay. And we're going to add that at the last because we don't want that to burn.
And that has a lower flash point?
Well, that's right. Your garlic will burn pretty quick. Okay. So you definitely don't want your garlic to burn there. But we're getting there. We're just going to cook that garlic down for about a minute.
Oh, it smells so good.
It does.
And we're going to have these recipes on the website, Cuisine with Jean, and love for you to copy them. Plus, you're giving the amounts as we go, though. But this is very much what people's preferences are, right?
That's right.
For what to include?
We're going to add our chicken real quick. Chicken is already done. Actually, I almost forgot about that. I'm glad you reminded me.
Well, and how was it completely cooked? So you're just warming it?
That's right. We're just warming it up. It was completely cooked. Again, you know, if you got some rotisserie chicken left over, you can pull it off the bone and you can use it. Again, I'm a fan of the thighs just because the thighs they're very tender. Mm-hmm. They retain the moisture.
And they've got something on the outside of them before you put them. Was this rotisserie chicken or was this?
No, that was actually some chicken thighs that I had left over that I had actually just pan seared. Mm-hmm. And I seasoned them with a little salt and pepper and a little ginger and a little sesame oil just to get the little flavor to it. So we're to the point now to where this is preference here. I'm going to say you can start with a tablespoon because I don't like it overbearing with the sauce. You know, I just like the sauce to coat it. That's all I'm looking for. So we'll try.
Share your philosophy of that even a little bit. Elaborate a little bit more on that because I think a lot of really good quality food is ruined by over saucing it. Absolutely.
Well, you know, we want to. We're done. We want the flavors of the food to make the statement. We don't want the sauce. Mm-hmm. You know, that's kind of like barbecue sauce. It's okay, but I don't want it slathered on there to where, you know, lathered on there to where I can't taste the protein itself that I'm putting it on.
So then the protein would be a carrier for eating some sauce.
That's right. That's like I drink my coffee black, no sugar and no cream. I drink coffee. I've seen some people when they come in, they drink cream and sugar with a little bit of coffee.
Oh, yep. I know those people, and you know who you are too. I can hardly even see the sauce on there. You put such a nice light coating of it. Now, would you serve that over rice or pasta or what?
Whatever, or just like it is. See, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You can put it on, I like jasmine rice. You can put it over some jasmine rice. Or I like pasta too, you know, so you can put it over rice noodles. You know, it's up in the air. Or you can put it in a bowl and chow down like it is.
I like both chow down like it is.
There you go.
We'll be right back and we'll be doing that. Stay with us.
Your cabinets draw the most attention in your kitchen. They have to last through the hard use of a happy home. Family dinners, game nights, late night snacks, and parties. So when it's time to upgrade or to renovate that kitchen of yours, maybe even to build that dream kitchen in your new home, do you really want to settle for cabinets that could be subpar? Do you? Where can you find quality cabinets along with customer service that you can depend on? The solution is simple. You buy your cabinets from a locally owned family business, Magazine Cabinets. Magazine Cabinets sells cabinets that combine solid traditional quality construction with the hand-finished look that is simply stunning when on display.
Customer service was great. I had a warm feeling about the whole situation. So, you know, at the end of the day, I felt great about coming here and giving him my business.
The owners, Dennis and Lorna, pride themselves on their work and ensuring your satisfaction. When it's time to upgrade, choose Magazine. They have a quality you can trust from locals you can depend on.
There's never been a better time to sell or trade your used car or truck.
Davenport Auto Park is ready to buy your pre-loved vehicle. The market is hot for used cars and we're paying top dollar.
Drive into Davenport today and turn your car into cash.
You'll get a cash offer on the spot. We'll even pay off your loan and give you a ride home.
Or we'll help you pick out a new ride.
Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount. For the ride of your life and the life of your ride. Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount.
Well, now we finally get to taste it. And Sandra,
Yes.
it smells so good, you had to join us, right?
I had to, absolutely.
Well, and we are going to start with the chili, the award-winning chili that came in third on the Beans and Brews for Meals on Wheels recently. And what have you sprinkled on top of it, Mark?
Well, we use little toppings, and you can go crazy with your toppings, whatever you like. But cilantro always matches chili to me. And then you got the tortilla strips and then a little bit of pepper jack cheese to go on top of that as well.
Mark, this is so good.
I love the cream cheese.
Really good.
Texture from that, and you can see right here, you've already gone ahead and put all the condiments on it. And this is just wonderful. Just to be sure we can tell everybody the rest of it, your stir fry is ready to go. And you used fresh ginger, right?
Absolutely. To me, whenever you do something like a stir fry, it's all about freshness. It really is. And so, I mean, you're getting the fresh vegetables to begin with. So why would you want to use a powder seasoning when you can go fresh all the way? Okay?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, for a lot of people just probably have never used it before. And how did you finally chop it like on a cutting board or what?
Absolutely. Just mince it up the best as you can, and you can put it in a food processor if you want. You just need to make sure it's peeled. That's for sure, so you don't have those peelings in there. But that's it for sure.
And it'll hold up in room temperature for a while if you buy one and you don't use all of it.
Yeah, and I put mine in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer. There you go. You sit right there.
Sure.
Stir fries are one of my very favorite things.
And I think it's important that people know that not to steam the vegetables, to just keep them kind of crunchy tender.
Right.
So don't overload your pan.
Yeah,
don't overload your pan.
Really good. The red pepper is a very nice addition. I like the red pepper. Traditionally, I don't stir fry with red pepper, but I will from now on. Great idea.
Do you ever put onion
I do.
in it?
And
The little
again,
onions.
it's one of those things that you can put any vegetable that you want to in there and just stir fry. So whatever you look like you got going bad in your refrigerator, pull it out and throw a stir fry together.
Use what you have.
That's it. Use what you have.
Well, and don't you love that it's not coated with it? It's just lightly.
Yes. I
Just
do like that.
brings all the flavors together. We need you to come back.
Yes, we
You're
do.
doing a good job. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
There goes
Nice part of being
That's
outside.
okay.
Well, and we just thank you so much for what the hospital does. I mean, you help through Meals on Wheels as well as with our patients, keep them fed well nutritionally to help in their healing process.
Well, thank you.
Very,
we enjoy
very
it.
important.
The staff is dedicated, and they do a great job, and it's I'm proud to be there.
Well, and we're glad you're the leadership there. So for the health part, of course, Lee's the big
Absolutely.
leadership, but you came because of him. So thank you, Lee Isley. And thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks for joining us.